spent a little time with Louise and Bradley at their house, and I'm heading down towards the Tecumseh Adrian area in Lenawee County to see my sister and my niece and my cousins, and talk about the MaverickExperience.com, of course. And from there we'll head over to Kalamazoo later this week. But we'll try and see what sites there are in Lenawee County, and I'm sure we'll find something of interest for everybody, or at least for a few people. Okay, I'll speak with you later. Bye. Sister and brother-in-law's home, and we're pulling in now, and we'll get to see them shortly. We'll walk up to the door and I'll get to see my niece Morgan, and we're in Madison area, just outside of Adrian, Michigan. Coming up to the door. Ah, look, and there's my niece right there. How you doing?
Good. Prancer, no. Sit down.
And that's Prancer that's hopping around there. Where's your mom? Pretzel.
She's
still getting ready?
Shower.
Okay. Well, this is their lovely home, isn't it? And we're gonna sit and we're gonna have a visit. My sister and my niece, we came down into Ohio. I didn't take a picture of the sign coming into Ohio only because we were talking. But this is the North Star? North Star? Yeah, Blue Steel factory here that you can see on our left. It's huge. It's a monster out here in the middle of the cornfields, and it's just very ominous looking, very scary, almost otherworldly. But it's out here in the middle of the cornfields, as you can see, and I'll try and get a closer view of it. There you go. As we pass it. So we're going to Archibald, Ohio, and we're going to a little village. It's sort of a, what type of a historic village, right?
Yes.
And what's it called?
Sauter's Village.
Sauter's Village, and we're going to tour Sauter's Village today. At least it'll be open, unlike the little place I was at yesterday, but I'll go back to that later in Rochester. So we're going to check out Sauter's Village, and remember, any chance you get a time to take trips like this, you can always book your hotels and rent your cars on the MaverickExperience.com. Gotta get that plug in. Talk to you later, and we're gonna have fun at Sauter's Village. So we're still on our way to Sauter's Village, and you saw some of the scenery on the way. Lots of cornfields and farms. So it's out here in the middle of farm country in Ohio. But that's kind of fun too, because it's a nice drive. Oh, there's no traffic jams. Well, isn't that kind of nice? All right. And in the background, you can see my niece waving to you. There she is.
Hi.
We'll see you at Sauter's Village at the beginning of our trip. So we're getting closer because right there's the Sauter store outlets. Just a little bit further and we'll be there. Just in case you're wondering why it's now cloudy and raining here, we actually came back a second day because the first day we got here yesterday, Sauter Village was closed, and now we got here and it's a very wet day, but we decided we're going to come anyway.
Careful, Ryan.
And we're going to go over here to the entrance of the museum, and Threads of Tradition, the quilt shop, and Native newcomers, and we're going to check this out. A fantastic place for quilters to pick up materials. So if you're into quilting, you can purchase materials here and take them home and make quilts. And there's a lot of people, I'm sure, that love making quilts. I know a few of them I've just met recently. So if you are definitely into quilting, this would be one of the places you might want to visit, because they have all sorts of books on quilting and also many different materials and appliques. When we were at Sauter Village, we found out that they had a new section of the park that we were going to get to preview. It was called Pioneer Settlement. Now Pioneer Settlement is open as of August 22nd, 2009 for everyone to enjoy.
So if you look at this, this is actually for grain storage, and if you open it up, you can see that it's a tree that's been hollowed out.
Wow.
So we actually use one of these in our barn over there,
okay.
And we use it for storing feed for the horses and everything like that.
Wow.
And then this over here is actually a pipe. It looks almost like a cannon, but that's how they did piping originally in this area.
Yeah.
If you want to get an angle over here, you can look inside of it, and you can see that it's just hollowed out, and that's what they would use to direct water.
Oh my gosh,
it's
okay.
Pretty interesting. And then
wood piping, okay.
Yep. And these are different types of trees.
Right.
This is just a slice of a tree. And in the old log cabin, we have the full one. This one's been cut in half. They would use this as, a table that could go alongside of the wall, and then they would use the whole circle for, a dining table or something like that. But you can see how thick it is. You have to roll it, in one big chunk into your house, and then cut it in half.
And then cut it in half.
And then put the legs on it. A lot of times at this time period, they didn't even have access to metal, so everything was constructed just by making holes that fit the table leg exactly, and then shoving the table leg in there, because they weren't close to any cities, and the road system was really bad at that time.
So obviously you can see inside here, this is a self-guided tour, but inside the museum there are many different buggies here, and some of them and a sleigh right in front of us, a cutter, and a bobsled over here, and a surrey back there in the back, and many of them in quite nice condition. This is here a Russian style sleigh between 1880 to 1900, it says, made in Quebec, Canada, and restored and repainted in Indiana and Ohio. So you get to see a lot of historical buggies and vehicles. And here's some more buggies just on the opposite side of us that were behind us as we walked into the museum. Many different styles. There's my niece walking through. 1875, this is a Rockaway buggy. And what you're looking at here is a mail buggy, a U.S. mail, was delivered in this buggy. Made by Harrington Manufacturing Company. And here's a fringed Surrey between 1870 and 1900, and that's my sister and my niece walking in the background, and she's waving and jumping. And then the other side of the mail buggy. If we back up, you can see a Babcock milk wagon, 1935, and it was located in Lucas County. And here's the side of it. And it says, "The safe milk for the baby." There you go. I'm not sure I relieve all that, and here you can see some carriages and buggies for children.
Behind me is the Albany Cutter. This beautiful sleigh is known as a cutter. It was made in Youngstown, Ohio, 1880. And right beyond that is the Ford Model T Coupe 1925 Ford Motor Company.
Thank you very much. Right here below this sign is the Wonder Washer. In 1907, the Wonder Washer was manufactured by the Victor Manufacturing Company. And that is it right there, the Wonder Washer. And beside me, on to the left, is another washer, made mostly of wood and cast iron, and many others that I'm going to just scan down so you can see real quickly the history here at Sauterville. Unbelievable history with antiques everywhere you look. So this is a phenomenal place, and they do have a hotel right here just on the other side of Sauterville, as well as a restaurant. And here are some potbelly stoves. And if you look this way, you will also see dishes and plates and other kitchen accessories that are all antiques. So if you love antiques and you love history, then coming to the Sauterville Village might be a place you want to explore. Some bears, some teddy bears from the period, and some dolls also here at Sauter Village. We're going to take a quick scan, and you're going to see also farming equipment and tools used. Automobiles, farming equipment, tools, buggies. Amazing historical museum. We're going to go take a look at the Victrolas. We're heading over there now. Here we have some of the Victrolas of different periods. This one here we're looking at was 1915. Another Victrola, 1915. And early radios made out of wood. We're going to pan around the table, and then my niece wants to show us something, so we're going to go over that way as well. And here's some radios down here as well, the taller console radios.
Vision and Angler, manufactured by the Hellcrafters Company in 1946. They used this magnifier to magnify their TV. Notice how big my lips are. And it's on the other side of the magnifier, and I'm going to show you what I look like on the other side, from the other angle of the magnifier.
Say something.
Hello.
There you go. Manufactured by the Hellcrafters in 1946.
That was so fun.
There we go. You can see we have lots of tractors here from various different periods. This one here is from 1915 that I'm looking at, and we have more as we go down through the museum. The best thing to do is not to take my word for it, but to come here to Sauter Village yourself in Ohio and explore this wonderful museum and these grounds, this historic location. Just running down through the aisle here, giving you an idea of some of the antiques and the tools on the back wall, as you can see, for farming in this area and the surrounding areas in the country, in Ohio I should say, in the state of Ohio. And probably some things have been brought from other parts of the country. This is a Turnbull wagon here. Turnbull Wagon Company in Defiance, Ohio. A hay baler, and this is from Michigan, manufacturing the Hallenbeck Manufacturing Company of Evart, Michigan. We've come a long way in the way we do business and farming. That's one heck of a big tractor. Before the 1880s, when someone died, a member of the family, usually a woman, would prepare the body for burial. The body would be placed on a board between two chairs and draped by a sheet. And that's part of the history. And if you all take a look as I back up, you will see one of the hearses of that period. We're heading towards the Erie Express train station, and we're going to get on the Erie Express train. Once we get on the train, we'll have a little bit different view of the village. See you.
So we're moving on the train. Right now we are on the train and we are heading to go to Pioneer Settlement on a sneak peek preview.
Sharing with you some history, some fun facts, and the changes that are coming. And our guest conductor today is Cassie. You picked a very special day to come today. This is the first day that we're stopping the train at Pioneer Settlement. You are able to get off there. If you like, walk through the settlement. We'll pick you back up on one of our later train rides. So please keep that in mind.